it's your girl Renee, and I'm here to give you an update on my weight loss and also to talk to you about something that's been happening to me. I've been hypoglycemic, so I want to talk about that. Well, let me first start with the weight loss update. So I am 6 weeks in, thereabouts, and to date, I've lost, actually I need to calculate it, but I think I've lost about 16 pounds. Which is great, I think, considering that I was traveling for 2 weeks and I did not lose weight. I was a little bit heavier than I should have been. So like over the last week, I've definitely lost a good 7 pounds. But I'm not doing like the cumulative, okay, gain, loss, gain. I'm just saying cumulatively, I have lost approximately 16 pounds. I started somewhere around 174, and today I am 158.6. So that's a big milestone for me because I haven't been in my 150s since early 2011, probably January, February 2011. And then I started to gain weight when I was in the maintenance phase of losing that first 52 pounds. And I still don't feel 100% like myself, but I do feel good. So I'm happy to have lost the weight that I've lost, but clearly there are some things that I need to do a little bit differently. And that's why I want to talk to you about hypoglycemia. Lately, I've been experiencing bouts generally after I exercise, and not really heavy exercise. The last time I experienced it, I had done a 3-mile run. And when I got to the house, I immediately felt nausea. I broke out into a cold sweat. Yeah, granted, I had been running and I had been a hot sweat, but I broke out into a cold sweat, which feels entirely different. And all I wanted to do was immediately lay down. So I got in the house, laid down, and the feeling passed in a couple of minutes, but I had to get up and get something to eat. It also happened on Sunday when I was cooking with my son. I felt fine, but it was late in the day for me. It was around about 10:30, 11, and I hadn't eaten anything. And that's something that I've done. I mean, Sundays are like, sleep in, brunch type. But in the middle of cooking, I immediately just felt weird. And so I had to stop. And I turned off what I was cooking, and I told my son, I'm not feeling well. I need to lay down. So I laid down. So I've had 3 episodes. That also happened to me when I was in New York. And so the first time my friends told me I was hypoglycemic, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, what does that mean? And basically, being hypoglycemic means that you have low blood sugar. I have never in my life had that issue. I am not a diabetic. But what's happening is that as I'm eating the paleo style and I'm training for a marathon, so I'm being extraordinarily athletic, with paleo, you cut back on the carbs a lot. So there's no grain, there's no wheat, there's no grain. I mean, like I said, no carbs. And so what happens is you have to make up for those carbs in vegetable carbs. And you really need, before you exercise, to load on carbs before you go out and when you come back in. And that's where my mistakes have been happening. So I haven't been loading up on the vegetable carbs. I've been doing very simple carbohydrates like I'll do fruit. Now, fruit is great. It has the sugar in it and the carbs, but it goes out of your system fairly quickly. So I need something that's going to stay around a little bit longer. And I've looked into it, and of course I have my book, Everyday Paleo, and I did look at the book and I did look at the meal plans for athletes, but I didn't follow it. So what I'm going to do from now on is to really follow the plan, because in that book, she has very specific plans for people who are athletes. And it's important for me right now to make sure I'm at my 100%, not just for the running, because when I do my long distance runs, I'm fine because I do break from paleo then, and I do pastas a few days in advance, so I am carved up before my long run, so my body is fine. But it's on a regular day when I'm eating healthy food, but not eating enough to feed my body. So basically, food is the gas that feeds your body. And if you are heavily athletic, then your body needs more food. And for me right now, I want to lose weight, but I want to be healthy. And so I have to find that balance between making sure I'm getting enough food, but it also do weight loss. So my plan now is to follow paleo for athletes, and I've looked at the complex carbs that are vegetable based, and they include stuff like taro root, cassava, plantains. Those are very high in carbohydrates, and so those are things that I need to add before and after my runs. And she has recipes that utilize those particular carbohydrates. So I'm going to be doing that. But I just wanted to let you know about my experience as a warning to you that when you are doing any type of exercise or diet plan, to really look at what you're supposed to be doing. Like, I feel like, oh, I'm eating healthy, but it's not enough. It's not enough for me to simply eat healthy. I have to look at how many calories I'm burning, and I am burning a lot of calories. So my body needs more calories to function properly, and I would still lose weight. I mean, so it's not even, and honestly, it wasn't even so much that I was trying to cut out carbs for weight loss, or I was trying to cut out food. It's not that. Like, I am eating, but I basically was eating my regular way, and it's just not enough. It's just not enough. So that's just a forewarning to you. Please don't follow in my footsteps. Obviously, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist, but I have a book written by a nutritionist, so I need to follow that, right? It makes sense. So that's my my little tip to you. If you are following any diet exercise program, please be sure to, one, get checked out by a doctor. Two, get a plan that really works for your lifestyle. If you're exercising moderately, the way I've been eating is fine, but I'm exercising intensely, so it's not. So just look at what you're doing and seek guidance if you're not quite sure if what you're doing is correct. And that's it. I mean, it's your girl Renee signing off. I'm still on my journey to healthy living, and it is including weight loss, but also really being healthy, which means I have to eat right. So that's my tip for today. Eat right, be healthy, and move that body. Until next time, it's your girl Renee. Peace.